microwaves, we can find out the speed of light. Second thing is that, can you guess what it tells you? Standing wave, of course. The microwave produces standing waves, basically. And it means there are some shock and antinodes and anodes. And that's the reason we have to use the moving plate in order to make the heat, absorb properly and evenly. Okay, so this is the second fact we will be using in finding the speed of light. The third and the last is that the speed of light or speed of anything is given as frequency times the wavelength. So we're going to use this very simple equation to find out the speed of light. And now we also have to do the 3 steps. Okay, first step is to open the door of microwave. Second step is to put the bread or the roti, and then the third step is to close the door. Of course, it will do. So what we basically did is that we got a bread from cafeteria, and our colleague, she is not here, unfortunately. She did something like circular stuff, like in that shape. And then we put the bread in the oven for 20 seconds, and of course we remove the revolving mechanism. We put some cup on top of it, and on the cup we put that plate with this bread for 20 seconds. And of course it was not that simple. We did 7 times, I think 10 times at least, to get an optimum result. You see there are different dots here. These. So these are the points where there was the antinode, which means there is a high bit energy. And then we were able to find out the 2 consecutive nodes next to each other, and we took out the bread and we found the distance between them using the ruler. Of course, it's not very certain. There's much more error, but this is just to see how the standing wave works in the speed of light. So we found the distance, and then we did simple calculation, and then here is a list of the calculations. The output frequency, since we need to use this equation, C equals F times lambda, we have found the lambda by finding out the distance between 2 antinodes and multiplied by 2. And the frequency is given is labeled on the microwave as 2450 megahertz. So we convert it into hertz, and then we simply put into this equation 2.45 times 10⁴ times 2 times 0.06, which is the distance between 2 antinodes, and then we just multiplied them. We got the value which is quite, I guess, close to the speed of light, 3.185, and the error was approximately 6% uncertainty, which is, I think, quite great. That's it. Thank you very much. We all. Yeah, so.
Okay. This pattern, when we copy the normal oven, we can also see this pattern. So it can come from that. And also you can count it's the homogeneous or not. Because microwave. Okay, because microwave depend on the evaporator of water. So it can count. And why you take these 2 spots? Why you didn't take this and this? Or if this water that have the same distance, or say it's okay. And also the microwave inside they have aeration, so you can.
That's actually very good question. I really appreciate it. Of course, while we're doing an experiment, you also have to think many other factors. And of course, I try to ignore all those factors just for the sake of simplicity. But of course, there are many more factors. But the very idea of how the microwave works as a standing wave is very prominent in this case. And that is the reason we use the rotating stuff down at the bottom to get the even. But I would really want to think about third person. I think we should also think together, right? And we should be getting some answers. Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much for asking. Do you have any questions? Of course, we cannot be. Okay, but we have the second part with bones involved.
they have actually got two experiments. One is this one.
Second one is about bomb to water, right? Okay, basically we have used in second part we have used video tracking technique. It's a technique or tool that you can use in your lab to demonstrate different motions. Like we have performed projectile motion in this lab, and we have tracked the motion of that ball. So Amina will tell how you can use the socket thing to track the motion of the ball.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Amina from the University of Jordan. As Hassan told you, we are at the first of experimental. We are trying to tracking bugs or flies, but it doesn't work because of many constraints that we have. The first things we put the flies on the petri dish, so it's small size that flies can't move as the normal free space. And also is the flies can move on 3 dimensions, but the program can only be in the 2 dimensions. So we have many constraints, and we failed to do that or to find the pattern of the fly. So because of not enough time, so we prefer to do something else rather than sitting and do nothing and share it with all of you. So we thank you for Hassan to explain the logger program. Mr. Omar demonstrated for us how can we tracking the tracking motion of projectile ball using MATLAB, and as me, I can't use MATLAB. So Hassan, thank you for you. Told us about the logger program. It's an easy program. Use it to tracking the motion of the ball. But the difference here, the MATLAB, it's the computer will control or will tracking the ball, but in the logger program we are tracking manually, so maybe some accurate will happen. I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, at the first, I want to show you the video that we took it for projectile motion. Okay, perfect. Okay, this that you can see. Okay, I hope all of you can see this. Okay, it's a tennis ball. Okay, we see how it's bouncing. Okay. Okay. We have here a distance and the time, and we can see how the ball bouncing down and bouncing because of the dissipation of energy as heat or also there is an air resistance because we are using a tennis ball, so light ball. Okay, then we can figure out that the energy decrease exponentially. Okay, this one point. We can also change this distance to and x as x with time, how the range of x dimension, or with velocity of x. No, here.
So so the X velocity is constant. I mean, it doesn't, maybe you might want to see it constant, but then if you concentrate here, it's a 0.1 and 0. If you squeeze them, then you'll see it's a straight line. Okay, straight is constant. Maybe, if you, okay, the X velocity is constant. It should be because there is no source of X force, or so there is no acceleration.
The other figure is y versus psi, and you can see okay.
So you can see here, like we have the y velocity, and then if you see we have some 7 components. Is every single piece is for one single, like after every single bounce, and you see the slope of every single line is same. It means the slope of the y velocity is constant, which is the gravitational acceleration. The beauty of this program is you can also find the slope using the analyze tool, and then you can find out the gravitational acceleration.
Okay, I just want to add one thing, that if you will use video tracking or any software to track the motion of anything, then there is a you can easily accurate and find out your mistakes, while most of us do while performing the experiments. We need not to do a lot of paperwork. You can find the values by using the computer, and there are many options. Like in Analyze, you can find the linear fit, curve fit. It's up to you what kind of analysis you want to do. So it's very easy, and it's you can easily save your time before doing any practical work before examining.
Thanks for adding this point. I just also want to comment on your thing. Is that like once you have tracked the motion, then it was quite natural. Like you automatically think like this is what we did, what happened to us as well. We thought like why the line is this way, and then we thought okay because this. Then we came up with we found the loss like acceleration. Then we also changed the time axis to x-axis, and like it was so fun to play with the curve, and we came up with the questions, and of course at the end we came up with the answer. So it was very I think interactive and fun to work. So this is what we did, and then this can be included in the experiment. Like this is the experiment which the students do here in this lab, and then we just try to add another dimension to the same experiment using this. And I think it's quite fun.
Thank you for it.
Thank you, Hassan. So before moving on to the next group, I would like to call Dr. Sabi again to introduce our second chief guest of the event.
Alright, so it's a great pleasure to have with us Babar Saab, Sayyid Babar Ali Saab, who's the founder of this university. And I don't want to give a long introduction to him, but I would just say one sentence, that we sit here and we operate here because of the grace which we call the barakah of Sayyid Babar Saab. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. So there's time for one brief presentation from a group.
All right, so let's have group 2. Group 6, study of trajectory of a spinning top. The group members are Waqar Ahmed, Zafar Iftikhar, Asif Ali, and Amin Ali Ghazi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, our presentation my presentation was our presentation is our study of trajectories of number one spinning top and number one rotating marble in a hub. Okay, the first initially the motivation was to use the Physlab as tool to calculate the rotational angular velocity of spinning top, the spin angular velocity, and the torque acting on the spinning top. This was our main motivation. You have all seen the spinning top. It's a simple toy for the kids, but for physicists, there is a deep physics. There is deep physics behind in studying the spinning tool, and you know spinning top is a remarkable because it tends to defy gravity while it is spinning. The basic physics behind all this stuff is that a torque is required to take an object. The torque is equal, as you know, rate of change of angular momentum. Usually the torque acting on spinning top is just due to the weight of the torque. And if the torque is not spinning, the torque is not spinning, it just tumbles over. But if it spins, it doesn't fall over, but it falls sideways, and this effect is the precision, as I will explain. A spinning top recesses slowly around the vertical axis to its point of support while it spins rapidly about its own axis. Because of spin, it has omega s. This omega s is the spinning angular frequency of the top, whereas if it precesses, it has another angular velocity, and that angular velocity is recessional angular velocity. And here is recessional angular velocity, and here is spin angular velocity. What's the relationship between these two angular velocities? What's the relationship? Are they directly related to each other, or are they inversely related to each other? Anyone? Okay. This is spin torque. This is an axis. This is the spinning axis of torque. As it spins about this axis, and along with the spinning about this axis, there is another motion about another axis. And this axis, around this axis, this top spins, and this top, the motion of this top around this axis is called the recession. And this is one angular motion. The velocity associated with this angular motion is omega b, recessional angular velocity. And as it spins about this axis, there is some angular velocity, and that angular velocity is spin angular velocity. So there are two angular velocities, and there is some mathematics. This is spin angular velocity, this is recessional angular velocity, and they are inversely related to each other. It can be shown. This was the top. It was made by one of the engineers over here, and we have a video. So there are two markers over here. It is spinning. Focus on this point. It is spinning. It is spinning. It is spinning fast. The spin angular velocity is fast. But it is not. It is just about. It has just about. Now there is recession. You can see the precision. the precision speed is very slow, small. Okay, now we use the Physlab to we use with camera to record the trajectory of this point. This is the trajectory of sorry. There are two marks which are not visible over here, which are on the top, and these are the trajectory. Initially, you can see there is no precision, but there is precision after some time, and you can see the smaller circle over here, and the circle is now has greater radius, which indicates the precision, and then it tumbles over. We wanted to calculate angular velocity associated with the spin and angular velocity associated with the precision, but as you saw in the video, the speeds were very fast, and we had some difficulties in recording the tracks. We did not have the 3D tracking. The motion of the top was not in a simple plane. It was falling over. The height was decreasing, and there were camera limitations as well. We could not track the markers, and there was some. This was the marker, and we could not track it because of the limitation of the camera. And we had another project at our hand. This was to track the motion of this marble in the bowl, but we have video. Initially, you can see the circular trajectories, but the bowl was not perfectly spherical. So at the end, we did not get the circles. We had some polygons. Initially, we had square. Then we have some triangular path. This is some triangular path. Initially, we had a circular path. Okay, you can see there are some triangular trajectories. This is because of the symmetry of this ball. By using these trajectories, you can calculate the angular velocity and other dynamical variables. These are the references. We are very thankful to the following gentlemen. Thank you very much.
We are running short of time, so let's just quickly go on to our next group. This is Mera Akhtar, Sara, Salma Siddiqui, and Rashida. They work on musing with motion sensors.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellows. Thank you very much for having us here. And we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the chief organizer, Dr. Sabi, and each and every staff member. We are really very pleased to be here and to learn so much. Well, our story is, as yesterday we have been trying to find out the velocity of sound using mass spring system and motion sensor, but unfortunately we could not make it. So today we have moved to another topic that is to find the value of G or to compute G by using motion sensor. And a very simple equation, a fluid dynamics Torzales equation. So what we did is, we all know about the echolocation. Like most animals use echolocation to locate the objects. Here we are using the simple rule, simple principle of ultrasonic motion sensor, that the ultrasonic burst of waves sent from source to the target, and then reflection of sound, and the signal is recorded on the PC or anything that is attached. So another thing we are using is the Torzales equation. So
Hello. Hello.
The range of this ultrasonic sensor is about 1.15 meter to 6 meter. So we use a cylinder, fill water, and simply note down the water levels and the velocity of the jet. So the graphs will be explained by my group fellow, Sarah Meher.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sarah Maher from the University of Jordan. Our goal to calculate the gravitational constant, acceleration constant, from using a column photo and a motion sensor. So we used a logger pro program to find the distance that the detector reads. So we this is just a simple formula calculated from Bernoulli's equations to find that the velocity of the jet of water comes up from here equals to 2gh. H is equal to the height of water column. So this is the equation of F. Yeah. First of all, we got the relation between D and T. D is the distance that the detector of the sensor detects, and we can see that D increases as time goes on. Also, we calculate the relation between H and T, and we got that T decreases as time goes on. Actually, we don't want this graph just to figure out what's going on. We want to calculate G by having V, the velocity of water jet. To calculate the velocity of water jet, we have to know the velocity of water that goes down, and the diameter of each the column and the hole. Actually, I don't think I about this equation. He does. We have just this is by plot a graph between V square and V square and H, we got this line, this straight line. The slope presents actually the slope presents G constant. So we got gravitational acceleration equals to 7.5 meters per second squared. So yeah, we did it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you can. All right. So we're running short of time. So now I would like to call upon Dr. Hanan from University of Jordan to share her thoughts with us.
I'm very glad to be here. I'm also very glad to see the founder of this amazing facility in Pakistan. So again, I'm grateful to Dr. Sabih Anwar and his staff. If I want to conclude this amazing event, I would take my comments from two sources: my heart and the smiling faces that I'm seeing now. It's not only Sarah that was very happy while presenting this project. So we are really grateful for those dedicated people who are working with Dr. Safih in Physlab. And we are really amazed by the efforts that they give for our stay here to be fruitful, proactive, and also cozy and comfortable. And if I want to share with you something from my heart, I would share 2 lessons that I have learned during my short lifetime, say, in teaching and research. I know that my experience is very humble if compared with someone like Dr. Safih, but at least I learned something during my life in teaching and even in learning. The first lesson I would share is that I learned it once I was a student, and I believe that I'm still, because every scientist should stay a student of nature. So when I was a student, I learned a good lesson that the best source of a pleasure in life is the source of a pleasure when you understand something. It's the joy of understanding. So that's why you are all nowadays, or this moment, you are all feel happy, I believe. And the second lesson that I would like to share is the one that I learned in my short lifetime in teaching and research, that the best source of a pleasure is not the pleasure of understanding. It's the pleasure of making someone understand physics. And this is why I thought that the most pleased person now, at this moment, among us, I believe, they are Physlab staff and Dr. Safih, because they made you understand and enjoy what you did during this workshop. So this lesson, now, I usually told my students about this, but today I saw this lesson is practically working. The best source of pleasure is the pleasure of making somebody understand physics. Because if people understand physics, they will understand nature, they will understand the universe, they will appreciate their existence in this world. And they will also appreciate their role in life. So I think and I believe that you will go back home to your universities, your lab, with a good passion, a better passion toward physics, and with a strong energy. The last thing I will share also, that I always also tell my students and my colleagues, and it's written in the board of my office, love is a better master than duty. That's why we're working for very long hours, yesterday and the days before, without thinking anything outside. Even though some experiments were not working, some ideas seem stupid for some of the groups, but you were enjoying your life. This is the life that we challenge and that we love, and because of it that we are still surviving. So love is a better master than duty. And also you can modify the quote which belongs to Einstein. It's not my quote, love is a better master than duty. My quote is, passion is a stronger force than tension. If you like your students, your colleagues, your co-workers to produce something great, just invest in their passion. If you give them love, they will give you love back. If you give them trust, they will give you trust back. And if you give them some creation, you will be amazed with what they will give you back. So love and passion, I believe that they are the most important resources in physics, in experimental physics, research, and education. If I have more few seconds, I would like to say something for the Physlab team. I believe that science is the best way or the most effective way of doing things. But I also have learned in my short lifetime that art is the most beautiful way to do science. And you, Physlab, you are real artists. And I learned a lot from you. And my hope now, in this moment, that I will come back to labs. Because I love the people, I love the place, and also I'm grateful to physics. Because of physics, I'm now here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hanan. So now let's have with us Mr. Wilson. He's from Kenya Bureau of Standards. Please give a huge round of applause for him.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say I'm sincerely grateful for being considered to be a participant in this program. From the word go, I can say, when I saw this regional laboratory immersion program, I didn't understand which kind of immersion it is. But I can say for sure, I'm now fully immersed in experimental physics, courtesy of this program. So, number two, my coming here has found one thing that is for sure. Media sometimes gives wrong information. Like way back when I was at home, when I wanted to come, my friends were convincing me that, you know what, Pakistan, you will be born. Why are you going there? You know, the media has painted Pakistan in a very bad shape. But when I go back home, I will be your ambassador. And for sure, you've also made me a better physicist than I was. When I came here, I didn't truly understand the extent of the experimentation that we were coming to do. Upon arrival, I just realized that physics is made simple. You know, in physics, we believe that we should make work easier. And indeed, the kind of experiments I've seen here, some of them I did them in my undergraduate, but I can tell you, they are so simplified here to an extent. I was telling Dr. Sabine that I wish I had more time to stay. Besides that, this university is different. In a developing country, to find people working overnight after the normal working hours, it is something that is unheard of. Myself, I've never seen it before, way back in my country. But here, you find master students, PhD students, they are all here asking you if you've understood, they want to expound and all that. This is a very, very unique setup. So I wish to confer my heartfelt and sincere gratitude unto Dr. Sabir and his team for the work well done. Besides that, I have found that you guys are so hospitable. You've accorded us hospitality, which is unquestionable. So I go home with a positive report, and for sure, given opportunity, I shall come and I shall inspire more to come. Besides that, I've also learned it is a good thing to inspire others to love physics. So, another thing that I would like to say is that after this, it is good when I'm going back. Myself, I'm a physicist, but of course I do metrology. Metrology is all about physics, but we skew ourselves into measurement standards. So it is all physics. If you come to our department, you will find pressure, mass, length, like that. We are basically doing physics. But the beauty of this program has taught me that even those students who come there for attachment, internship and all that, I have now something more to give them. And it's good I've learned this software. You've trained us about this software, video analysis and all of this, so we go home better and fair. God bless you. See you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. Ulfun Layo from Federal University of Agriculture. Please give a very warm welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm short of words, but the most important thing that I've gotten from here, which made me to study physics, is that physics is beautiful. Physics is a woman, very beautiful. And coming to this lab has made it more beautiful for me. I have learned a lot And I thank Dr. Samir for the encouragement to come. Pakistan are very warm. I did my research in Ghana, in radiation lab in Ghana, and they were very warm to me. But Pakistan are warmer than Ghanaians to me. And another thing that I've gotten from here is another lab, different from the lab I have in my country, in my university. I've seen a better lab, and I want to take this back home to improve on our lab in the university there in Nigeria. If I had not come here, like we have a saying in my country, if you say your father's farm is big, when you get to another person's farm, you will know that it's bigger. And I've seen a bigger lab. I've attended conferences in the US, in the UK. I've not gained as much as I have come to Pakistan. Despite all the discouragements from my colleagues, that if you go to Pakistan, you will not be able to go to US again, you will not be able to go to UK again, because Pakistan is a terrorist area. I said, yes, I will still come, I'll take the risk. And science is all about risk, physics is all about risk. Don't mind my shedding tears, I'm shedding tears of joy. Because I'm happy I came, I saw, and I conquered. It's only that I've not been able to make any presentation in my field, radiation physics, which I would have loved to do. But I'm happy I came, and I know that next time will be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Farnia. Indeed, we believe and we hope that this passion that we have in this lab resonates to all these countries. So next, I would like to call upon Dr. Shah Ashraf from National Institute of Technology, Physlab, to share a few words with us, please.
जनाब से और साहब बानना सभी साहब मेरे मोहतरम कलीग अस्सलाम वालेकुम कुछ कभी इजहार नहीं कर सकता हूँ I do not have words I fall short of words how happy I am over here I'll go by Wilson I'll register my thanks acknowledge my thanks to Professor Savi and his team for a special year I have been under your custody and civil alliance. I am thankful to you. Not only this laboratory and lungs, I am proud, Lahore, almost all. I have found that whole of that Pakistan is in love with Kashmir. Tremendous love. I am thankful to all of you. Dr. Savi, you have taught us many things. Why I took that corner, from mechanics to measurements, from MATLAB to RevLab, from electrons to electricity. I am thankful for you. You have taught us many things. You, including me, all of us, cannot teach patience. But I acknowledge you, you have created an environment in which patience blows. We need to give him a round of applause. You have really created an environment in which this grows, in which this blows. And this is needed. That is needed to solve the major problem which the world is facing. I have said it many times, many places. We may not be knowing of the things which the world is taking because we are living on a paradigm. We are living in a paradigm. World has a problem in terms of healthcare, in terms of energy, in terms of the water, in terms of environment. And those things cannot be solved unless this science will flourish. Thank you for all your words, and thank you. I do remember the other countries which I have visited, but yours, the way was very unique. Thanks. LUMS have a faculty like you. LUMS is blessed by your presence. Inshallah Rahman, LUMS will touch the stars. And LUMS, few minutes before I came to know, said Babar Sahib had his glimpses to Kashmir many times. I was so happy he had been my neighbor there, very close, 1 kilometer just away. The way you have done, sir, I am impressed by two. One, the Nobel laureate, who fixed the Nobel Prize, Alfred Nobel. And then second, Sayyid Baba Sahib initiative. The Sayyid Baba Sahib initiative, not less than that. He was a great. Shall I share that story which he did? Alfred Nobel, before closing his eyes, he said, he invited the king even. The king was invited even. But he said that my whole money which he has earned from his entrepreneurship, from his industry, ये एक इनायत होती है, कोई इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट होता है कंट्री में, इनायत होती है अल्लाह ताला की, ये कितने महान होते हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि whatever I have earned from my patents, he was having 350 patents, among them 3 were very impressive, which were being used for construction purpose. European में बड़ी construction होती थी, so by that he was having $11 million. He announced that money that it should be used for the benefit of society. It should be given to those who will do good to humanity, and good to humanity are being done through sciences, which you people are doing, which LUMS is doing. Alhamdulillah, inshallah Rahman, मेरी दुआ होगी कि आगे तरक्की करे और सितारों को छुए. हमारी दुआ हमेशा आप लोगों के साथ है. शुक्रिया.
Before I call upon Sayyid Babar Sahib for a few words, I would just like to introduce and bring in front of you my team, Muhammad Azim Iqbal, Shehbaz, Hafiz Rizwan, Muhammad Umar Hassan, Ali Akbar, not Hassan, Muzammil, please come to the fore, Hadim. There's Imrozia, but the participants are mostly women.